Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to go over how to get a flawless foundation base. Alright, so first I'm going to start off by priming my face. That's very important when it comes to your application. Alright, so now that I have my face moisturized and primed, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows, but I'm going to speed past this part just so I can keep this video focused on the face. So my eyebrows are done, and I feel like that took so long. I don't know what it is, but when I do my eyebrows on camera, it always takes me so much longer to do them, which is why I never do them on camera. But they're done. I don't even know if they're even, but I just got tired of dealing with it. So moving on to foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to mix these two together, and these two together, they make my perfect shade, but they also are so flawless on the skin. So for your sponge, I always wet mine under the sink, and then I squeeze all the water out. And then I also grab a paper towel, and then I wrap the sponge up in the paper towel, and then I squeeze it a couple more times. I feel like that just helps stop the sponge from soaking up all the product from my face. So once I do that, I just take the sponge, and I always use the sponge. I know some people like to use a brush. Just use whichever works best for you. And I do recommend that if you use a brush to apply your foundation, that you still go over it with a sponge. So when you are blending in your foundation, you want to make sure that you are tapping your face with the sponge, and you want to do this all over your face until your foundation starts to look like skin. sure that you're getting your neck and your ears, because you don't want to see where your foundation and your neck meet. You don't want there to be two different colors. I just feel like that foundation combo is so flawless. Like, just look at my skin. Like, I feel like personally that it looks very flawless, and it looks like my skin. Like, I don't know how it's coming off on the camera, but I'm looking in the mirror, and in the mirror it looks 100% just like I have flawless skin. All right, so moving into concealer. So I did I recorded a video yesterday, and I'm not sure which video will be up first, that video or this one, but I did use these products in that video, and I used this concealer, and I really like the way that it turned out. Like, it applies liquidly. So I really like this concealer. Now, it does apply more on the liquid side, but as it sits and when you go to blend it out, it is very full coverage, and once it dries, it has like a very like smooth, flawless finish. It is so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and use that again today. When I'm blending out my concealer, I like to blend it out in the areas that I need the least coverage first. So I typically do my chin, my forehead, my nose, and then underneath my eyes. And the reason for that is because the longer you let a concealer sit, typically the more coverage it will have. So that's why I wait to blend the areas where I want to have super, so that's why I wait to blend the areas that I want to have the most coverage in last, to give that concealer a chance to sit. So I just felt like yesterday when I was doing my makeup that all the products that I use had my face looking so flawless. So I think I'm going to be changing up some of my everyday favorites, because I hadn't used a lot of these products in a long time, or ever. Like this concealer, I don't think I've ever used this concealer, and it's so pretty. It's so nice on the skin. Alright, so I'm going to be cream contour in this video. This stuff is completely optional. You do not have to cream contour, but I did it yesterday when I applied my makeup, and I like the way that it turned out. Now I would say the times where you should cream contour is if you want your face to be super snatched, if you want your makeup to last for a long period of time, or if you're wearing a red or a bold lip, you need to cream contour. Because when you wear bold colors on your lips, sometimes it like washes your face out, which means like you don't look as contour as you did before you applied the product to your lip. So red is definitely one of those colors that will wash you out. So if you're going to be wearing like a red or a dark pink or any type of bold lip, I definitely think you should cream contour. But for like every day, no, you don't have to cream contour. Unless you're going to be wearing your makeup like for a long period of time throughout the day, then I would say yeah. But for like every day, just to be out and about, no, if you're not going anywhere, you don't have to cream contour. You can just use regular contour, and that would get the job done. And so I'm using, I don't even know if I showed, but I'm using like this stippling brush, and I just pat it. Like I'm not rubbing it, I'm just dabbing it. So pretty much with all cream products, you just want to like dab your face. You don't want to rub. And you can also put cream products on your nose and as well as your jawline. I don't do it personally, but that is also an option. You can cream contour everywhere that you would normally contour. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and set my face. Now this powder is super pigmented, but it is so flawless. And even me, like, I've been doing my makeup for a while, but when I used this for the first time, I was actually kind of like intimidated by it, because I was like, it's so thick and it was like sticking to my face. But like once I brushed it away, the way that it had my under eyes and my face looking was flawless. And I'm just going in and patting all those areas where I applied my concealer, just to make sure that once I apply this powder that I don't have any creases. Is it just me, or I don't know why this be so super satisfying to me, but I like the way that it looks when you have the powder on your face. I don't know, but I just really like it. So the areas that I set obviously was the places where I applied concealer, and then I also applied a light coat around my mouth, because my mouth tends to be a little darker than the rest of my face. So I just used that powder to help lighten that area. And then as you see, when you use loose powder, sometimes it falls on your eyebrows. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So whenever I'm using loose powder, I like to wait until after I apply the powder before I set my eyebrows. Alright, so I'm just going to use a fluffy brush to brush away that powder. Everything is just looking so good. Okay, anyway. Alright, so moving on to contour. And like I told you guys, contour is my favorite part. Like, contour bronzer is my favorite part. It's just something so satisfying about applying bronzer. And I have a brown face, if you guys can tell. So I have a brown face and a large forehead. And it's just something so satisfying about applying bronzer and like carving out my cheekbones and making my face look slimmer. And this matte powder powder is not a bronzer, it's actually a face powder. I just use a darker shade, and I feel like it just gives it like such a natural, pretty look to your face without it doing too much, because it's a face powder and not a bronzer. So when you're doing your chin, you want to go behind where your jawline is and not on the jawline. So when you go behind the jawline, it actually defines the jaw more. If you go on the jawline, it cuts it and makes your jaw look smaller, not more defined. So you want to go behind it. So next I'm going to be moving into blush, and I'm going to be using this one by KKW. And I'm going to be mixing these two shades right here. Blush, I like to go back in with the brush I applied my bronzer and then just blend it together. So for highlight, I'm going to be using this one by Artist Couture. And this is a loose powder, so I'm going to shake it. So I shake it, and then I just use whatever product is on the lid. One of those things where some people are starting to like get away from it. Like not everyone is still applying highlighter, and I don't think I'm ever going to get to the point to where I don't apply highlighter. Like I feel like highlighter is a part of who I am now, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of highlighter to my brow bone, and then I went ahead and put some bronzer on the same one that I used on my face, on my eyelid, like I always do. So now I'm going to go ahead and put on some lashes, get some setting spray, and then I'm going to do my lips, and then I will be back. Alright you guys, so that is the final look. I couldn't decide if I wanted to put mascara on my bottom lashes or not, but I think I'm going to leave it how it is. So I'm going to go ahead and change clothes that way I can come back and do a outro like I always do. So I will see you guys in 1 second.